this video, we'll go over how to use the Remove White feature for turning downloaded assets into clip art for your ads, as well as creating great effects. Once I've chosen the asset, I'll size it to my preference. Now I'll locate the Remove White to the right, and I'll go over and toggle the Remove White switch. There are so many uses with the Remove White. It's best just to experiment and see which different ads and effects that you can create, as with all the other assets located in the ad builder. Here I've created a blue background. I'm going to grab an asset out of my folder and lay it on top of the blue background. You'll notice that I size it completely across the entire screen and I hide the blue background. But with the Remove White feature, I can quickly create a really great looking background upon which to build a really good ad. Even by changing things such as the transparency, you can get different effects. I'll add a shadow and watch as it transforms. Let's go ahead and bring in some assets that I had in my folder. This would make a great looking banner across an ad, but it has this large white block. But notice that those letters are not as white as the white block behind it. That means I can remove the white and it becomes clip art for my ad. And it leaves the eat here because it was not stark white. You'll notice above the Remove White, you'll have grayscale, invert, and sepia. If I turn on the grayscale, I'll get more of an antique black and white. You can toggle these switches in many combinations and come up with very different versions of the same clip art that you are using. Notice how this gives a modern neon feel. I'll just toggle some switches here and you can see the changes that occur. Sometimes I like to use the invert because it can change the dynamic of the clip art that I'm using. If you'll notice, I'll move down to invert and change this to a white sign. Completely different look, and that may work better if I had a darker background. Notice in this clip art that the word pizza and the 4 holes around it are all in white. Once I remove the white, we're going to give this clip art a whole different dynamic, as if it's built right into the ad. Notice now that the word pizza and the 4 holes are hollow. We can add depth by adding a shadow, and we can add more depth by adjusting the color. Let's use a darker black. By using your logo, Although your restaurant name appears at the very top of your page, sometimes you might want to build your logo right into your ad. Easily done if it has a white background simply by removing white. Now our logo is built right into the ad. Let's take a look at how we can turn clip art and manipulate it using all the features that we learned in this video. Here we have an old school pointing hand. We're going to remove the white, but because it's on a darker background, it's a little bit faded. We're going to go ahead and invert that, which would be the opposite, and we'll turn it to a white pointing hand. Play around with the grayscale, invert, and sepia features to come up with different combinations that will give your clip art or your logo a different look. Now we're going to put what we've learned into real-world application. We're going to build a very simple ad just to show how the remove white feature can be used. Here we're going to do a full photo ad. Notice I used a black background. That way when I fade the picture out, it becomes more subdued. I'll adjust the transparency down just a little bit. And now I'm going to add my logo. Once my logo is added, I'll remove the white, but it still sort of disappears a bit in the ad. If I want to keep the color in my logo, I'll simply add a shadow. I'll change the color to a light color. I'm going to use white, and notice now how the logo stands out. Another way to make your logo stand out using the grayscale, invert, and sepia is to simply invert the ad or the logo and change the grayscale. Add a shadow, and boom, it pops right off the ad.